Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host Owen, the channel that brings you your team every single day, the channel that is run by the fans for you, the fan, the channel that won't charge you for all its daily content. Yes, there is a membership scheme you can join if you want, but it doesn't mean you won't have access to all that content. We are here for you, the fans, to bring you all the latest news on Glasgow Rangers. Well, let's talk a little bit about the team, shall we? We've got the fact they've flown out to Germany today. We'll talk a bit about that. We're going to talk about the preseason program upcoming. We're going to talk about Jose Cifuentes, the latest updates on the Cifuentes deal that is apparently very, very imminent, according to a number of media sources. We'll talk about that shortly, although I won't 100% believe it until Fabrizio tweets it. Once Fabrizio says it, we know it's going to be true because Fabrizio is the main man, isn't he? Anyway, let's have a little look, obviously, at the first thing first. Rangers have flown out to Germany for the pre-season for this 2023-2024 season. Pictures, obviously, of the team at the airport departing. We can see Cyril Dessers there, James Tavernier there, Antonio Cholak, all getting on the plane, heading off to Germany for the pre-season training camp. Jack Butland, Lammers and Davis, all the players there getting ready to go. Todd Cantwell and, of course, manager Michael Beale, they're ready to head out for this pre-season. Now, Rangers will be heading out to East Germany and will be taking on a couple of pre-season friendlies behind closed doors, not part of the official pre-season program. The training camp will take place apparently an hour away from Leipzig, home of course, RB Leipzig, although RB Leipzig are not one of the teams that Rangers will be facing. I think this pre-season is shaping up to be a lot better than last year's pre-season. I think a lot of people felt that Gio got it very, very badly wrong last pre-season. Didn't really work on the players' fitness, didn't get into the players and making them run, working on that general fitness that players need, and was done very much more with the ball. And I think a lot of players who last season talked about last season's pre-season has been probably the easiest they've ever had in their careers. And I think that showed, didn't it, throughout the year, with the lack of fitness at times, and also the lack, obviously, the number of injuries sustained. When a player isn't properly fit, isn't properly prepared, they are far more likely to get injured. Michael Beale, I think, will not let that happen. Michael Beale will have this team fit, fighting, and ready to go. But hey, this is ready. This is getting ready. I've got utmost confidence in Michael. I think he will have this team fit, fighting, and raring to go. And all those new signings, obviously, that have come in over this period. You know, you've got obviously Dowell, Sterling, Butland, Lammers, and Seema and Dessers all heading out with the squad. Plus, on top of anybody else, obviously, who comes in the next couple of days, hopefully, we'll be able to join up with the team in Germany. But having those players there, having them, you know, getting into it and having this time away is not just obviously for the fitness side of it or the training side of it, the tactical side of it, also for the bonding side of it. You know, getting the boys together, getting them playing together, getting them, you know, starting to bond on and off the pitch and become a team ready for the new season. And I think that is absolutely vital. So really, really key process. Now, obviously, Jack Butland, who is Rangers' new number one. Now, I know that Michael Beale has spoke about the competition between him and Bobby McCrory. And that's good. You know, we need competition. Competition forces up standards, doesn't it? You know, you've got a situation where, let's face it, as I've said a number of times now, two dogs, one bone. That's what it is. Two dogs, one bone. You have two dogs fighting for the same bone. It forces up standards. It pushes up the standards within the team. And I think that's going to happen with the goalkeeping position. Now, Jack Butland has a fantastic opportunity, I feel, at Rangers. You know, he comes in having had a situation where he hasn't played a great deal of first team football over the past couple of seasons. Been the backup at Palace, been the backup at Manchester United. But, you know, he wants to play. He showed that desire through the fact that he turned down 60, 70, 80 grand a week just to sit on the bench at Manchester United or even sit in the stands. He wants to compete. And Butland knows that. I think, you know, with the caliber of player that he is, with the age he's at, with his ability, his talent, you know, he's good on the floor with the ball. He's a good shot stopper. He's great at coming for crosses. He commands his area. He's a leader. He can put himself back in that international window. You know, I don't think he has fully closed off the chance to go and play for his national team again. And I hope, you know, Butland will be seeing this as an opportunity to really put himself out there and put himself in Gareth Southgate's plans. And Butland, I think, knows obviously the test will come, and the test will obviously come in in September when when Ibrox welcomes. Well, I say welcomes when Ibrox tolerates Celtic for that game, and that will be his first big test for me. And should he pass that test with flying colours, I think he puts himself right back up there in international reckoning. And that's something that Jack is going to want. Jack has come here to fight for a place. Jack has come here to play first team football, and he's got a great opportunity now to do that. So absolutely superb. And I think, he will go on. And we've certainly seen, haven't we, in the training that has gone on at Auchenhowie so far, how committed he is to improve, how committed he is to get better. Quality player, quality keeper. And I think he will come on to prove that this coming season. Now, according to about 3 or 4 media sources that I've just been reading whilst I was out walking the dog, strangely enough. Always the best ideas and the best things come when I'm out walking the dog. Weird. But Jose Cifuentes, apparently Rangers and LAFC have finally agreed a fee. That is a fee of around £1.5 million to secure the services of Jose Cifuentes. And now it's just a case of Cifuentes passing the medical. Obviously, he will need to travel to Glasgow to undergo that medical, which will take time. So I don't think we'll see him unveiled within the next couple of days. It is going to take time for him to come from LA. You then got the jet lag getting over the jet lag. Also, when LAFC are prepared to free him to come and do that medical, when Rangers medical staff are in place with that medical, with the team being away in Germany at this moment in time. So, but it does look like that deal is virtually there now. And we will be welcoming Jose Cifuentes to Glasgow very soon indeed, to become what looks like the 7th summer signing for Glasgow Rangers. And, quality signing, quality player. But this player was at one point rumoredly worth up to 15 million and had teams like Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea tracking him. So great news for Rangers that Jose Cifuentes is very close now to completing that deal. Like I said, it's just a case of dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and him passing the medical, according to a number of people. Now, obviously, I am waiting for Fabrizio to tweet it out. Once Fabrizio tweets it out, we know it will be 99.9% official and done and dusted. But it does seem, with 2, 3, 4 media sources all saying exactly the same thing, that this is very much done and dusted now, and it will be secured within the next couple of days. Like I said, these are British media sources. They are not Ecuadorian or American. They are Scottish media sources as well, who are close to the club. So I think that is pretty sure that he will be arriving very soon indeed. Now, obviously, Rangers pre-season programme. We are away in Germany doing good between the fitness work and playing behind closed doors friendly. Now, I know the other day we played Livingston in that 0-0 draw at Auchenhowie, but it was very much then an informal thing with roll-on, roll-off subs, very much not forming, really following the normal rules of a game for substitutions and lots of other things as well. It was more about getting it for 2 teams to work out and have a bit of competition to get 90 minutes in the legs and get the players going after a summer break. Now, Rangers face 4 proper pre-season games. Now, I know one of them is a testimonial, but Rangers will be using it as a pre-season friendly. Obviously, that is the sold-out Alan McGregor testimonial on the 18th of July at 7:45 at Ibrox. Rangers then welcome Hamburg on the 22nd of July. That's a Saturday for a 3 o'clock kickoff, which I think will be an amazing atmosphere. Hamburg will bring a good following, and Hamburg, a great club, a fantastic club, and have a number of links with Rangers as well. So, that will be a great friendly. Rangers then welcome Olympiacos to Ibrox on the 26th, another evening kickoff at 7:45, which will be brilliant under the lights. Once it gets dark finally, even these summer months. But again, a good quality pre-season opponent. Olympiacos, again, the sort of team you face in the Champions League. Before travelling away to Germany, a chance for Rangers fans to head over to Germany for a bit of a holiday and a pre-season friendly on the 29th of July at 2:30 in the afternoon at TSG Hoffenheim of the Bundesliga. But if we forget the Newcastle game for a minute, it will be a bit different with it being that pre-season friendly, but also a testimonial. If you take those main 3 games of Hamburg, Olympiacos, Hoffenheim, these are 3 great preparation games for Rangers. 3 great games to get the players ready to play and ready to go again. Away at Kilmarnock on that first day of the season. Very much looking forward to these games. If I can find the sources, I will be bringing you live streams of these games here on the channel. I'm doing watch-alongs. It'd be great to have you on board for those. Now, remember, we have got the Q&A tomorrow night here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. It will obviously be myself and Victoria answering your questions. At the moment, we've got 4 questions. If you want any more questions put into us, then save them, bring them into the live chat, and I'll bring them on screen from the live chat for Victoria and I. Do our very best to answer for you. Now, I was having a little think earlier about, Rangers' possible strongest lineup at this moment in time. And with players that are here and players that are virtually here. So this is what I came up with as a strong lineup. You could, of course, substitute Cifuentes for Dowell or Cifuentes for Jack if Cifuentes' deal doesn't come to fruition. But Butland in goal, I think, is solid as a rock. Back 4, I think, picks itself. At the moment, there is no signings at the moment. Panzo, Trusty, yes, they've got Cresswell, who was off with the England 21s, playing for the England 21s in the final today against Spain at time of recording. But it's a strong back 4 for me. Tav, the captain, Goldson back, I think, it's spot on, communicator, leader. He's when we didn't have him at the end of the season, the defense looked weaker for me. I think having him back will be fantastic. John Suter, keeping him fit, he looks absolutely superb. Ridvan on the left-hand side. So that would be my back 4. Midfield 3 of Raskin, Cifuentes, once that deal is done, and Cantwell. Quality all over. You don't need holding midfielder. You don't need 2 holding midfielders against the vast majority of the SPL. I think against Celtic, against some of the other tougher teams, away in Edinburgh, you may need to play Jack, but certainly that would be for me the midfield 3. Then Lammers behind a front 2 of 2 wide strikers. If he's fit, Kamar Roof, I think, has to be considered, unless obviously we sign Danilo. And then obviously Cyril Dessers will obviously play up front as well. But that for me is the strongest lineup. Guys, I'd like to know is what's your strongest lineup at this moment in time? Let me know in the comments below how you would line up this Rangers team. Now, finance expert has said that Rangers will have to sell players now before they sign any further players like Danilo or Panzo. Obviously, Glenn Kamara, like I mentioned on yesterday's video, has been linked with a move to Besiktas. A number of other players are in the shop window, like Yanis Hadji, like John McLaughlin, for example, even perhaps Borna Barisic. But according to them, the Rangers will need to sell players now to try and recoup some of the money that we have already spent. And I think you may well see a net profit on this window once all the players that we need to ship out have been shipped out. As I mentioned on the video the other day, 35 players. Beale wants a squad of 24, 25. That's a lot of players that still need to go out. Well, Rangers fans, let me know what you think of the stories this morning or this afternoon or this evening, whenever you're picking up this video. And always remember, guys, please hit that sub, ring that notification bell. It's the best way to stay on track with all the latest news on Glasgow Rangers. Thank you for watching. And as always, I need you to do 2 things for me. I would love you to do 2 things for me. Number 1, hit that like. And number 2, remember always, we are the people.